Hello viewers, it's time for makgeolli talk. Today we're going to talk about dilution and separation. Dilution and separation of our rice wine brews. This brew was filtered and bottled 10 days ago, and you see that the sediment has separated and settled to the bottom. So the top layer we call cheongju. Top layer, the transparent layer is cheongju, and the sediment layer at the bottom is called takju. So there's a lot of rice particles and yeast particles down on the bottom. Now when you first filter and bottle your makgeolli, it looks like this. Everything is mixed together. This is cheongju. So this is both layers mixed together. And so after 10 days, what looks like this ends up looking like this. Now the sediment still flows on the bottom. And all that it takes for this to settle is keeping it in the fridge. Actually, it starts settling pretty much as soon as I bottle it. Even after just a few minutes, you'll see some clear layer on the top, and but it really it's really better just to leave it alone, and also to except for venting it. If it's still fermenting, of course it won't settle. So let's see if there's any gas in this one. Hardly anything. Okay, so we don't want. Okay, there's some bubbles, but not very much at all. So that's good. So that's the natural separation, storing it in the fridge. And you get quite a clear cheongju just from doing that. So that's separation. So what I want to show you here right now is how to pour it off, how to get the cheongju. Now it's not that hard, but you do need another container, and I like using these glass ones because the cheongju I want to store for a longer period of time, and so I might as well use a nice glass one. If you're using glass, of course, you're going to need to. This is reusable. That's nice. You're going to need a bottle brush to wash it, and you're going to want to sanitize it. So I've done that. This is ready for use. I'm going to show you what it looks like to pour off the cheongju. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pour this off slowly until I see some sediment starting to flow out, or just before that preferably. So just with a steady hand, pour off the cheongju. And I'm probably going to get a full bottle here without any sediment at all. Yeah. Okay, so that's easy. So that's about half this bottle. Pure cheongju, very easy to pour off, and quite transparent. This might settle just a little bit more, but there's I can't imagine there's much sediment in here at all. This will keep for quite a long time in the fridge, at least a year now. So this should be tasty. Let's taste. Let's taste a little bit here. So nice golden color, clear. Nice golden color, clear. Let's have a taste. This is going to help me introduce the next part of what I want to talk about, which is dilution. So the cheongju we don't want to dilute. That's the best part of the brew. We don't want to dilute that. But you do have the option to dilute the takju. So I could pour off even more of the cheongju and I'd just be left with the takju. If I diluted the takju with water, that's really the true makgeolli. So that's one option, diluting the takju. Another option is to dilute the wonju. Okay, mix in all the cheongju and all the takju. It looks like this, and you could dilute this with water. But why would you do that? So one reason would be to maybe improve the texture. It could be a little thick, just trying to drink the takju as it is. Also, adding water helps bring out some of the flavors that are in the brew. So it actually can taste better by adding water. And how much you add, so for this amount, the most you want to add is an equal amount of water. And probably you should start with half this amount. So if you want to dilute one whole bottle, add half a bottle of water, and that's the right proportion to start with. And if that's not enough, add up to a full bottle of water. 1-to-1 dilution, that would be the most you would want. And then the third way to dilute your brew would be to dilute it as you're filtering it. As you're straining it, you could add water at that stage. Now, I don't like doing that because that gives the brew a shorter lifespan in the fridge. You have to drink it pretty quickly. So I like the flexibility of having it last a bit longer. So I bottle the wonju as it is and store it that way without diluting it. What I've read is some people like to, by adding the water earlier, it gives it a chance to meld with the brew. Maybe that tastes better, I don't know, but the way I've been doing it, I've been diluting at the end, upon serving. Basically, right before serving, I decide if I want to dilute it or not. So, but it's all a matter of taste. Some people like it undiluted, some people like it diluted. So see what works for you and the particular brew that you're working with. So separation and dilution, it's another special thing about this delicious Korean rice wine. How you choose to enjoy it, you have a lot of choices, and the different components. Take your time to explore the different components and dilution, see what you like best. If you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Oh, and here's a little warning. Even though this has been in the fridge for 10 days, I'm pretty sure there can't be much active fermentation going on. I poured off that top layer of cheongju and just set the rest of the bottle aside. There were enough bubbles in the sediment layer, the takju, to bubble up and start mixing things up again. So I just poured off the takju in time. So you actually have to be relatively speedy at pouring it off. And if there's any chance that there's any gas in the sediment layer, that's going to bubble up and spoil your cheongju. So you have to choose the right time to do this pouring off. You might have to wait a little longer. But this will be perfectly good to dilute now, the takju that's left, and I've separated the cheongju. So I can enjoy it both ways now. All right. Thank you for watching.